Next episode, Graham's gonna be like beat up.
I mean, that's what happened to Black. I mean, Black got beat up and like they got taken away and nobody knew. And maybe Graham's twin brother, Pound, is going to be they got
Everyone's got a twin.
There's Black and White and Graham and Pound. And Sean has a twin brother. His name is John. Sean John.
Sean and John. That's good. Yok? Yok? What does yok mean? I don't even know. Yok and young.
Yeah, David.
Hi, I'm Edison.
DC.
And welcome to Femmes React. We are watching Not Me episode 3. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and other holiday period things. I don't know what the technical term is.
Yeah, just holidays.
Okay, so episode 2 of Not Me. They burnt down their house. Good for them. They almost killed someone. Good for them. So I think last week and Bad Buddy kind of gave me some perspective on the cultural sort of like context of BL, and some specific references are culturally dependent, and so it's hard to, I guess, analyze things without that sort of information or that background. And it's like made me a bit more conscious, I guess, of the language I use when I am not like into something, instead of me just going, oh, it's bad. I should like take a moment to kind of go, is it bad or is it culturally...
If it's a cultural artifact that is specific to the culture itself.
Yeah. It's hard though, like sometimes the show is bad. So
for me, and especially it's like, even with music and whatever, I never make declarative statements like, okay, this thing is bad. I just say, okay, this is not my game. I don't like, oh, this is bad, this is good, and it kind of takes away other people's agency over like if they like it or not. Because it's like, what, you don't like this good thing? You like this bad thing? You know, it's just like, you feel it, you feel it. You don't, you don't.
I think it's a really nice way to kind of view things.
I'm so used to judging people on bad taste that I haven't gotten out of that mind space.
Anyways, so episode 2 of Not Me. Freedom is the theme.
After about a week, I realized that I am really, really attracted to the personality of White. In that White is more worldly and more understanding and knows what's going on in the world, but then also he's very kind. Yeah, that's the type of person that I would totally like date in real life.
What about the person that White ran into at the test?
He was like a little bit more towed the line. He was like, yeah, these are good, but because even though White would kind of go along with that, he's totally taking his brother's identity and going behind. I guess that person at the test was there for contrasting reasons, to show that White is going beyond just the laws and things like that.
I feel like White hasn't kind of reached that point. Yeah, I think he's still having a moral struggle. He's a bit more sheltered than his counterparts at this point. His whole sort of speech about to his like twin ghost, he's like, I get why you're doing this, but you're demolishing the law. I think that like had a bit of naiveness to it, but I think he's getting around to it. He's coming around to doing whatever it takes, at least, to avenge his brother, and that's the bit I like about him. And I find that kind of like disconnected to his other personality. I'm like, yeah, you are doing the identity theft thing, you are doing the infiltration, but then on the other hand, you're not prepared. Like, that seems odd to me.
I think his heart is in the right place, but the execution is going to be a lot to be desired. All of this is more cerebral, and I kind of like it.
Oh, I'm just hanging on. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm hoping it goes somewhere. Okay, let's get into episode 3. I love how they have to say everything is fictional, wink wink.
Right? What do you think about the art guy?
The art guy's cute. I don't have much else on him. Like, you know, he's just a good face to look at. But he was in a couple with Pod in Dark Blue Kiss. And Pod was in a couple with Cal in Tonhon Chonlity. And Cal is in a couple with First, which is coming out the Eclipse. And now First is with a couple with the art graffiti guy. So it's like a love square. They're all kind of connected in the square. So I'm kind of like hoping secretly that all 4 of them will be in a BL one day. And they'll all be like jealous of each other because they've all kind of like dated each other. I feel like there's something there. Like, there's just like, they've got these actors kind of shuffling around with each other. I wonder if there's going to be like any kind of flow-on effect, repercussions, something in the media that hypes up the house burning, or if it was just kind of like, meh. the house burned. There's some sort of like Hotel California feel-good vibe to this, which it's like I like it, but it doesn't connect with the rest of the themes.
กูแพ้แล้วไงกระโดดนี่โอ๊ยจะเอาใช่ป่ะไอ้แบ็คมึงโดนแน่
His hair looks great after helmet wear. That's the magic of these.
Yeah, that's the fictional part. They were like, things are not real. They're fictional occurrences. Non-helmet hair is the only fiction about this.
I don't usually care about the girl characters in BLs because they're not impactful sometimes, but I'm really curious about these girl characters because I want to see some sort of like badass females kind of like dealing damage.
Not the crosstalk, but like at buddy girls, I'm care. I want that relationship. They're girls in there,
right?
and I want them.
That's what I'm saying. I want these badass girls kick some ass, start a fire, and then
I want them to have a relationship too, just like in Bad Buddy.
They like do some cartwheels. There's an explosion, and their hair is just like whoosh.
They're walking away from an explosion.
I kind of wonder if White's going to use his background in diplomacy in his double life in some way.
Oh, like they do in those like fish out of water Western films. The girl is like going onto the other side of the tracks, and then she uses her like knowledge or whatever. Or like Legally Blonde, where she chooses like.
He's
you
like,
said you got a perm? You shouldn't have a perm if you were inside the shower.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
แม้ในฐานะที่สอบผ่านข้อเขียน
พ่อรู้แล้วเหรอมันประกาศพรุ่งนี้เช้านี่
หน้าพวกพ่อก็โทรมาบอกนั่งเลยนั่งนะหยิบแก้วให้พ่อด้วย
Is that like a clue that his dad is part of the system?
Yeah.
Is this Russian food? I'm so curious.
มาไม่ต้องกังวลนะในเรื่องสอบสัมภาษณ์เนี่ยนะลูกมีพื้นฐานที่ดีอยู่แล้วเพียงแค่ว่าอย่าทำให้มีปัญหามันก็น่าจะผ่าน
Dad has a nice voice.
นะเรื่องนี้สำคัญมากแต่อย่าลืมนะตอนนี้เราอยู่ที่เมืองไทย
I like how similar their faces are.
ลูกต้อง
Really sells me this dad son vibe.
ด้วยเพราะว่าผู้ใหญ่เนี่ยนะเขาชอบเด็กที่กล้าแสดงความคิดลูกสอบเป็นนักการทูตหน้าที่หลักของลูกก็ต้องดูแลประเทศแล้วก็ต้องคำนึงถึงผลประโยชน์ของประเทศเป็นหลักส่วนตัวไว้เองเนี่ยจะคิดแบบไหนยังไงก็ควรจะเก็บไว้ในใจเราควรจะหาคำตอบทำให้ทั้งสองฝ่ายเนี่ยฟังแล้วพอใจครับพ่อภูมิใจในตัวไว้มากนะวันหนึ่งลูกจะเป็นนักการทูตที่ดี
I guess the storyline is White has this great life set up for him.
แล้วจะรออะไรแล้ว
And he might throw it all away for his twin. Also, the other question is like, what's the best interest for your country?
Black is more emotional, and he's not really measured, and he just goes out beyond the law and things like that. Where White has to be a little bit more measured and think about how it looks towards the rest of the world and how he's going to be of service and humble, and he can't really speak his mind. And especially as a diplomat, you can't speak your mind. You have to say what's best for the country.
Yeah, and I think that's making sense a bit more. The idea of freedom of the soul is connecting, both to White's job. Does he have the freedom to be himself or speak his mind? And then the other thing is, how much agency does White have in his life? I feel like his whole life has been set up for him. The whole job, the connections and the contacts. And I don't really have much of an idea what White really wants to do.
คุยไม่ได้เนี่ยก็หาวิธีอื่นให้มันพูดความรู้สึกของมันออกมาเองสิ
Let's fight.
สวัสดีนะโม
Guns at dawn.
นะโม
Oh my god.
นะโมทำงานเกี่ยวกับสตรีทอาร์ตรู้จักศิลปินที่ชื่อยูนาปะ
They are gonna fight.
รู้ดิ
Of course.
ไทยดังมากปะ
ใช่เขาว่าดังมากเลยยูน่าเนี่ยทำงานเกี่ยวกับ criticize 40ปัญหาสังคมอะอย่างนี้นะ
Is he like Banksy?
Banksy, yeah. That's right.
I had Burning Up by Madonna just come into my head while they were like in that flashback. Because he's burning up for his love.
ถ้ามันอยากเปิดเผยตัวมันคงไม่หลบแบบนี้หรอกคนกล้าชนมันไม่ได้มีเยอะนะเว้ย
Right, he's an artist, not a fighter. Okay, well, artists can fight, I guess, here.
เข้ามาดิ
I told you. I told you it's gonna be fist fight. How do guys like
Express their
explain
emotions. It's so classic in like shonen anime.
วันนี้ไม่ไปทำงานเหรอ
Aww, mom.
ทำไมอ่ะ แค่เนี้ยนะ เขาดูถูกแม่แบบเนี้ย หยกจะไปฟ้องกรมแรงงาน
What? There is like, are there not laws? I don't know if there are laws.
This is the whole thing about being a marginalized person. Yes, there may be laws or whatever, but having access to those laws and actually having those laws works for you isn't always the best, even if it's in the West, even if it's anywhere else. Just because there's a law on books doesn't mean that the average person can use it. Yeah, there's a law that says you can't bar me from getting hired from this, that, or other, but it also is shown that on Western names don't get picked.
That's true.
You know.
แม่ไม่ต้องมาทำงานแล้ว เดี๋ยวหยกหางานทำเอง แม่อยู่บ้านเฉย
Oh, she's like, you're an artist. What are you gonna... Okay, no. Not projecting myself.
It's a really interesting fact that there's like 280, or could be less, it could be more, different types of sign languages in the world. But also it's very interesting that this actor, if he learned sign language for this part. So, I mean, that's kudos to him. He cares about his mom, and also he has a mom who is dealing with hardship, and also, I don't want to say disabled, but, you know, differently abled.
That sounds good or shady? Oh my god, I'm getting dizzy. Vertigo. Ugh, from this drone shot.
I like it. There's a lot of social awareness in Not Me so far. Not only that, but then also with those who have disabilities, which is something you don't even see a lot in Western or mainstream. I don't want to say Western mainstream. Kudos for inclusion.
I'm gonna try and rewatch this drone shot just because I feel like they're painting a picture of the city or the suburb. It seems like, I'm gonna guess it's a like lower income neighborhood, which is why they're showing it to us. But it just looks quite brown and there's a lot of like development not happening. And then there's the city off in the distance. They were doing that sort of like contrast, is what I'm assuming.
นี่สอบข้อเขียนผ่านเหมือนกันเนาะ
Oh, it's a guy.
สัมภาษณ์วันนี้เหมือนกันเหรอ ใช่
Oh, the peers. I thought he was kind of a bit more senior than him, but
เรียกว่ากังวลดีกว่า คุณอ่ะ สัมภาษณ์วันนี้เป็นไงกังวล
do you reckon his dad's gonna pull some strings and get White in over him and it'll be this like whole guilt trip? I don't know. I'm guessing.
สอ
I'm
บสัม
just
ภาษ
putting
ณ์
things
ข้อ
out
กังว
there.
ลนะ ผมเป็นห่วงเรื่องไปทำงานที่กระทรวงมากกว่า ผมไม่มั่นใจ
I have questions about him actually passing the test. Not saying that the test is not easy or whatever. It's just that his dad knew ahead of time. I think that he may have pulled strings for him to pass the test.
Like regardless of how he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that he's not smart, he can do it. It just seems really, oh, my friend told me ahead of time. You know, because he probably already, you graded it already and you graded it as a pass.
That could have even been a lie. It could have been like, you know, I know you'll pass anyway. So he's like, let's celebrate. And then he double backed.
ผมเห็นว่างานนักการทูตอ่ะมันการแข่งขันสูง ผมก็เลยอยากมาพิสูจน์ตัวเอง เด็กบ้านรวย privilege อะไรเงี้ย ที่ไม่ว่าจะทำอะไรคนก็ได้ตามเกรงใจ ผมก็เลยต้องใช้ความสามารถเข้าสู้ เพราะว่ามันเป็นสิ่งเดียวที่ผมมี
แต่มาสอบที่นี่มันก็ดีนะ มันแฟร์ดีอ่ะ คนเก่งๆเขาจะได้วัดกันไปเลยไง งานนักการทูตมันก็แบบนี้แหละ เขาต้องคัดคนที่มีคุณภาพไปเป็นตัวแทนประเทศ
Yes.
แต่จริงๆคิดดู
True.
นึงอ่ะมันก็ไม่ใช่ทุกคนที่จะมีโอกาสเข้ามาสอบตรงนี้นะ ซึ่งคุณก็รู้ว่าบ้านเมืองเรา มันไม่ใช่ทุกคนจะมีโอกาสในการศึกษาเท่าเทียมกัน
They're really like hitting all
คิวที่
all these social
12
issues.
ไมโครเวฟปฏิยากร
He's like, wait, you're the son of a diplomat. Oh, okay, he picks it up.
Oh.
He's like, you're not my friend anymore.
เพราะว่าทำไมนายถึงมั่นใจว่าจะสอบได้ นายก็คงจะสอบได้จริงๆแหละโชคดีกับการสอบนะ
เขาคือคนแรกที่ทำให้ผมเริ่มไม่แน่ใจว่าอภิสิทธิ์ที่ผมได้รับมาตลอดชีวิต
I don't know how I feel about this voiceover element. I'm just not sure about it as like a narrational tool. But I guess it's useful to explaining his thought
มัน
process.
มีอยู่ได้เพราะการกดทับคนอื่น
I think also because he's about to have a switch
เชิญนั่งครับ
right here.
นี่ไว้ นี่คุณวิเชียรนะ
Oh, they've met.
เข้าไปสอบที่กระทรวงกัน
Thank you for that flashback. I wouldn't have recognized him.
ผมชื่อเสวกโปติยากร
ไม่ต้องหรอกไม่ต้องแนะนำตัวเองหรอก เริ่มมาถามกันเลยดีไหมถ้ายูเนสโกเนี่ยตัดสิทธิ์การขึ้นทะเบียนมรดกโลกเพราะไทยละเมิดสิทธิมนุษยชนในฐานะนักการทูตจะชี้แจงว่ายังไงครับ
Huh? Huh? No, was that like a hard question? Like, was he panicking? Or was he like... Or I guess the pressure's on, or...
I guess with his thinking and stuff like that, with his narration, it's like, okay, the guy actually questioning him, all of those thoughts were happening. That in and of itself wasn't the hardest question ever on Diplomat. Just kind of a softball one. He's trying to decide if he's going to flub it on purpose or if he's going to like, okay, here's what you would tell the people.
I guess we're left kind of in the dark at this point, but there's a potential that he could try and, flub it and see if he passes anyways to kind of see whether it's fair or not. But would he risk it? That would be pretty risky. I don't know. Oh, that's rude.
มึงมาต่อยหน้ากูทำไมเนี่ยโยกก็เฮียเผยนี่หว่าช่วยไม่ได้มาต่อกูยังไม่ทันเริ่มเลยมึงทำกับกูมึงวาน
That's cute. Okay, but where's Ram? Oh god.
Welcome punch.
Gotta watch your uppercut. Gotta watch your uppercut. Always gotta watch your uppercut. If the left don't get you, the right one will.
Okay, what was with that slow-mo struggle moment? I was like, okay, this is kind of romantic, and then they're back to fighting, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
All is fair. Nothing more.
My brain is having trouble comprehending the romance with the violence. Like, I get it if it was like wrestling. Like wrestling, you're all like in each other's business.
I'm into it. Like, I'm into it. He may have been getting into it, and he may have been feeling something, but he let his guard down when he started feeling something.
And then he caught him, and they're back to the romance. I guess Sean's like, wow, you're such a frail creature. I love you. And Graham's not here to be like, you beat up my boyfriend. Oh, man. And they're using the product for...
Product placement. At least it wasn't like a wet towel.
I'm focusing. I'm trying to be in this moment. I'm like, if I got beat up by someone, but then they took care of me, would I like that? And I'm like, yeah. It shows that they really cared and that they didn't mean to. I'm not even sure. Okay, no, I can't. Okay, sorry. I can't do guns in the show. Someone's gonna die in the show. I can feel it. Who are they gonna kill? Who are they gonna shoot? Oh my god, I don't get this. I thought they were just burning houses down. Why are they now shooting people? Okay, alright, I guess they're justifying it somehow. He's like, you're not black. Oh no, he's looking at his hand because he thinks he's injured.
They're so soft. They're not hard. It was like...
Yeah, they're not callous like blacks. Yeah. Bring out a product right now. Be like, this is a moisturizer. Okay, never mind.
ไม่มีอะไรหรอก
Being tired doesn't soften your hands.
มึงมาอยู่กับกูที่อู่ไหมมึงหลอกใครมึงก็หลอกได้มึงหลอกกูไม่ได้หรอกยังไงกูก็อยากให้มึงมาอยู่อู่กับกูอะไรจะง่ายขึ้น
What are they doing here? I'm really confused. Are they trying to set black up with everybody? Oh, are they trying to set white up with everybody?
รักษาผลประโยชน์ของชาติให้มากที่สุด
His dad's gonna be like, congratulations, you passed. And he's like, what?
But I totally flubbed that. On purpose.
สวัสดีครับพ่อ
ที่แกไปตอบกับกรรมการในห้องสัมภาษณ์ไง แกรู้ไหม หลายคนก็ไม่พอใจ
เรื่องนั้นเอง
Told you. The talking and stuff like that was him changing his mind.
นี่แกไม่เดือดร้อนอะไรเลยเหรอเนี่ยฮะ แกฟังพ่ออยู่หรือเปล่า
Is his dad still gonna fight for him?
แต่ผมคิดว่าคำตอบของผมไม่น่าจะมีปัญหาอะไร
ไหนแกลองเล่ามาสิ แกตอบว่าอย่างไง
ถ้ายูเนสโกเนี่ยตัดสิทธิ์การขึ้นทะเบียนมรดกโลก
Who are
เพราะไทย
issues in
ละ
the
เมิดสิทธิ
country?
มนุษยชน ในฐานะนักการทูตจะที่แจงว่ายังไงครับ
ผมตอบไปว่า เราต้องยอมรับก่อนว่ามีการละเมิดสิทธิมนุษยชนจริง ยอมรับผิดและรีบแก้ไขปัญหา แล้วถึงจะจดทะเบียนได้ใหม่อีกครั้ง ไม่งั้นการขึ้นทะเบียนก็ไม่มีความหมายอะไร
Oh,
That's wrong.
what's your perspective on that? Because I feel like that's the right thing to do.
No. This is just on the fly. I'm not inside. You would say, okay, you know what? You would somehow like not take responsibility, also deny. What country has admitted that they're doing human rights abuses? Do you deny that that's going on? You don't take responsibility. You never take responsibility.
ต้องแจ้งตามข้อเท็จจริง แค่นั้นไม่ได้
Right.
แกต้องตอบว่า หลักการของไทยเนี่ยอยู่ในมาตรฐานสากล การตัดสินเนี่ยเป็นธรรมแก่ทุกฝ่าย มันต้องตอบแบบนี้
There you go.
แต่พ่อครับคำตอบพวกนั้นน่ะ มันไม่พูดถึงข้อเท็จจริงเลยนะครับ ผมตอบแบบนั้นไม่ได้หรอก
จำไว้นะไว้ เราไม่ใช่ผู้พิพากษาที่จะมาตัดสินว่าใครถูกใครผิด
มันต้องคำนึงถึงหลักมนุษยธรรมด้วยนะครับ ประชาชนเท่ากับประเทศชาติ
พูดไปแกก็ไม่เข้าใจอยู่ดีนะ
ผมสอบตกใช่ไหมครับ
แก
Nope.
สอบผ่าน
Huh?
แกพูดทุกข้อ
Huh?
He passed because once again with the voiceover, his family's last name got him into places. That one voiceover did a lot. It showed like how he got through life, but then also even with him changing.
Okay. I mean, we kind of predicted
แก
it.
มันผ่าซากไปหน่อย แต่ผู้ใหญ่ก็ชื่นชมแกนะเพราะกล้าหาญแต่ถ้าเป็นคนอื่นแล้วก็เขาปัดตกไปแล้ว
ถ้าเป็นคนอื่น แต่ผมเป็นลูกพ่อสินะ ผมเลยผ่าน คนอื่นเขาสอบกันแทบตายทำกันแทบตาย แต่พ่อมาเล่นเส้นเนี่ยนะ
ไม่มีเส้นที่ไหนทั้งสิ้น นี่แกอยากมาว่ากระทรวงแบบนี้นะ
เนี่ยแหละครับ สิ่งที่พ่อทำเนี่ยแหละมันคือเส้นสาย มันคือการโกง กรรมการก็คือคนที่พ่อพาผมไปกินข้าวไปทำความรู้จัก
แกอย่ามาพาดพิงเพื่อนพ่อแบบนี้นะ ชักจะเอาใหญ่แล้ว
The cognitive dissonance here.
Nepotism, plain and simple.
Just be like, yeah, fair, fair. And at least be like, what's wrong with that, Instead of like denying it. Well, he's a diplomat. He has to deny it. He's diplomating his own son. But like, obviously, they're showing the cognitive dissonance here. How that people don't think they're doing anything wrong.
Like people will just explain away privilege and everything like that, and it is what it is.
I wonder if white is realistic though. As like someone who gets to benefit from this, you don't usually go, "This isn't fair." I don't know. If I was white, I'd be like, "Fair enough. I'm your son. I get to be a diplomat. Life's easy for me. I'll take it."
But you know what? And most people are like that, but then also every so often there's one or two people who like, you know what? I have privilege. Let me do something with this privilege.
I'm confused though. Does White want to be a diplomat or does he not? Because if he does, he wouldn't have given that answer. I feel like he knows better than that. So
I think that he may want to, but he wants to do it on his own terms. I think what he's realizing as being a diplomat, and he's like, there's certain things you can't say. The misgiving started there.
When are we going to see Graham? Graham has not been in this episode.
You're stuck on the gram.
I'm just
It's all about the
saying,
gram.
I'm
It's
just
all about the gram.
trying to, create a realistic, where is the Gram? I hate it when characters disappear in like an ensemble cast for a few
มี
episodes.
ปัญหามาเหรอ
Gram
ไม่
would
เอา
be
เลย
here and he'd be like, come here, my baby. Everything's gonna be okay.
ถ้ามึงไม่อยากพูดก็ไม่เป็นไรนะ
He's off doing gram stuff.
ทุกคนแข่งขันกัน ไม่ทางใดก็ทางหนึ่ง ไม่มีใครอยากแพ้
So you don't want to lose. You want that job.
ความได้เปรียบที่ติดตัวผมมาทำให้ผมอยู่ใกล้เส้นชัยมากกว่าคนอื่น
Oh my god.
กติกาก็เห็นได้ชัดว่ามันไม่แฟร์
Actor doesn't know how to throw a punch.
ผมโกรธที่ไม่เคยเปิดตาดูว่าตัวเองก็เป็นส่วนหนึ่งของปัญหามาโดยตลอด
I think he's just in a fit of rage instead of focusing on technique. That's how I'm gonna rationalize this. Alright, I want to see this art and try and decipher it. It's obviously the military is above the population. That's what this mural is saying. He's like, I know where this is. Dance of the
ทาง
privileged.
ที่เราต้านยาเสพติดของไอ้ทวีเหรอวะ
Oh, he's even tagged his location. I mean, that makes sense, so you can see it in person. Okay, but like, if you were really trying to be stealth, you would post your painting maybe like an hour or two after you left the scene.
A few moments later.
What? Why is he still here?
Because he wants to see it making a difference, and the people don't know what he looks like.
Oh, that's true. He didn't count on Yok being a oh, God. Oh. But they're in love. It's fine.
One art heart to another.
He's like, I got your hat, bro. Never mind. You just be like, I'm in love with you. Don't run away. I'm not trying to get you caught. It's all good. That's racy, though. That's pretty racy. If you love someone, but you're kind of worried that they're trying to turn you into the police.
What? But there's no love here. He picked him up and he doesn't know who he is. It's not love.
Oh, no, but obviously Una is in love with Yok. Not like in love, but like he's got those butterflies. He's got something. He's got something there. He likes his
Fear.
There's something there. He likes Yok, but he's like, I don't want to get caught by the popo. And he's like,
He has fear. The last time he saw this person, he set his house on fire.
They had a moment. They had a moment. They had a moment, right?
Doing like.
Am I misinterpreting the slow motion staring? Like, that always means love. It's a beer. Come on, like, he's already in love. He's already in love. He has to be.
Una is not in love. I think the other guy is, but not him. I think it's unrequited love because he's like,
Okay, well, okay, Una's got a gun. That's cute. That's not cute.
อย่าตามผมอีก คุณไม่อยากเสียใจ
He just saw all of his face.
Is Sean homeless? Or
กูจะให้แบ็คมันนอน
we don't know anything about Sean at this point.
ทำไมต้องให้มันนอนกับผมอ่ะ
มันมีปัญหานิดหน่อย กูจะให้มันอยู่อู่1 เดือน
A month?
มึงมีปัญหาอะไร
A month? He's gonna pretend to be black for a month?
นี่อู่กูห้องกู กูจะให้ใครนอนมันก็เรื่องของกู
ให้กูนอนโรงแรม
I can't imagine sleeping in a garage, though.
It would smell. I hate the smell of petroleum. But those shorts are very short.
จะได้นอนที่นี่แบบสบาย
These subtitles need to get out of my way. There's literally no space here.
ยังงานไม่เสร็จกูไม่ได้ถาม
Why is there a lock on the outside of the door?
มึงจะเอาไหมให้ฉัน
Good question. It's a very good question.
That bothers me.
The lock? It kind of does.
The lock on the outside of the door.
You're locking someone inside. That's what you're doing. It's the bathroom
Yeah,
doubles
but
as a hostage thingo.
I just open the door and be like, can I get a...
The slow-mo is very funny.
Now I got all my wetness on you.
เกิดมามีแม่เป็นผู้พิพากษาเหมือนมึงนี่
Oh, his mom's a judge. That's so cool.
แต่ยังไงมึงก็มีต้นทุนชีวิตสูงกว่ากูอยู่ดี แค่มึงเกิดมา มึงก็นำคนอื่นไปหลายก้าวแล้ว ยิ่งอยู่ที่เฮงซวยแบบเนี้ย คนอย่างกูที่ไม่มีอะไร ก็ต้องเหนื่อยหน่อย
ชอนช่วยยืนยันในสิ่งที่ผมคิดให้ชัดเจนมากยิ่งขึ้น กติกาที่แฟร์กับทุกคน จะเปิดโอกาสให้แข่งขันอย่างเต็มที่ แล้วถ้ามันไม่แฟร์มันถูกต้องจริงหรอที่เราจะเล่นนอกกติกา
It's so interesting that Black kind of came to this conclusion, or like he started more the fight or whatever it's called. I don't know, the rebellion. But they've both sort of started from the same position. Do you know what I mean? Like Black saw it earlier. Like he recognized his privilege earlier than White did. So I wonder what if there was like a catalyst for Black.
Black just said his mother's no longer in his life, and I think that we don't know what happened with Black and his mom to have that fissure, and maybe that fissure is the thing that put him over the edge.
What is he doing? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Like I was about to kind of bring up that he's meant to look for clues about what happened to his brother. That's taken a backseat. That's your main priority.
He's gonna find you looking around.
He really is gonna catch you. Like, yeah, you're not very good at, you know, being sneaky. Okay, no, he's perfectly fine. You know you can look through his stuff when he's gone.
มึงลุกไปไหนกูจะได้รู้
กูนอนไม่ได้ เรื่องของมึงไม่ใช่เรื่องของกู
Also, a few nuts isn't gonna help you fill your stomach. Sean's like, this is Graham's boyfriend. I can't catch feels. Or else my bro. You know, bro code. Bro code? Huh? They're being attacked. Oh no, the Popo! Is that why Graham's gone? So he can avoid the Popo and save everyone?
Graham was the first to go.
Oh, Graham was at the Popo station. That's why he wasn't in this episode. He was already caught. Wait, are they getting arrested for the house burning? Like, what's going on? That's probably it, right?
I don't know. We have to watch the next episode.
If you're an activist, do you have to be prepared for these like violent situations? Like, I don't know, would you ever need to shoot a gun?
Doing any types of direct action does get to be dangerous. Sometimes from the authorities, sometimes from other people who don't want you to go ahead. If you feel like your life is in danger, yeah, you're going to do that. Take those things. In fact, there was a very famous case in the United States where people were protesting against a statue being up and people got run over and there was a girl who died. The counter protesters ran them over. So it's very, very dangerous.
This episode, the BL elements, they actually feel kind of out of place for me, like, for this show.
I like it. Especially with the looking at privilege and also looking at those who are socially marginalized, with the mother who's disabled and hard of hearing and things like that. It's good to see those other aspects contextualized and situated in a place not here. Also, is very interesting about how he brings in being a diplomat and what the diplomat does and all these other kinds of stuff that they do is very true to life, and as a social commentary, it's awesome. As far as the BL elements, I kind of like it. I think it's like it just works, and it's a different type of BL. But then I was always complaining about, oh my God, they're in college again.
I think the thing that's missing for me is, I guess, any information about Sean. And I think for me to understand maybe the romantic elements behind their sort of slow-mos, I need to get an idea of what Sean is thinking, because right now I don't know if, you know, the towel grabbing and the boxing and the helping him afterwards has any sort of like romantic undertones. Just because you're slow-moing something doesn't automatically make it romantic for me. Like, I need to understand what at least they're thinking or feeling. I can't like necessarily read it off his face, because like I'm just like throwing things out there. I'm thinking, you know, he's like, this is Graham's crush or bae, like he doesn't want to mess with that. Like that sort of tension would be really interesting and fun to see. Even with him trying to suss out Black and why Black has like a character split all of a sudden, a personality change. Like I'm kind of wondering, you know, what everyone's situation on that is. They've sort of just accepted that he's a totally different person and they're running with it. And so those sort of like details I would like to be more fleshed out, just so that I can understand the character dynamics a bit more.
I am okay with that, because also I'm like, this is like the third episode. In fact, for me, like when love happens like at the first or second episode, I'm like, we got like 15 more episodes. Like, let it grow. Tease me with it. Just don't give me out front, you know? I'm just like, so I'm okay with that, and I actually appreciate more of a love that grows, but it seems to be more organic instead of like that love at first sight. It's just like, oh, okay.
I just can't tell, because they do linger on the shots where they stare at each other, and I'm like, are they going, oh, that dude's hot? Like, I don't know if they're trying to fabricate these romantic moments, or they're contextualizing these moments as romantic, you know, the slow-mo grabbing. If they're not in love at that stage, they don't need to slow-mo it. Like, because the slow-mo gives me an indication of how they feel.
I always take slow-mos in BL is not as emotion between the characters. It's usually a wink to the audience saying, this is the thing that's going to happen. Because I don't think in real life, like, we have these slow-mos where you just like, all that happened. I think it's for the viewer.
Well, slow-mos don't necessarily happen, but I think your perception of time changes when you're more like active in a situation. I feel like events happen in your life where you feel like, oh, that lasted like a minute, where it was just maybe like half a second. You know, the phenomenon of where you're navigating to someplace for the first time, that journey is longer than the way back, because there's like this notion of your brain, when your brain is receiving more information, or your memory of time is altered. So that's where I'm kind of drawing the parallel to these slow-mo motions. Light is starting to catch feels, and so is Sean. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling. I think it's, you know, things are up for interpretation, but that's what I'm thinking. And for me, with Una, he's like, I don't want to point this gun at you, but I have to, you know, because my identity is more important than my feelings for you. So I need these like narratives. Like, it's BL, come on. The social commentary is quite heavy. Even the painting, I don't know that much about how the military is influencing the government or whatever. In that mural, the people were clearly in military uniforms, and they were kind of like over the whole population, and it's like the dance of the privilege was the title of the graffiti or the Instagram caption. Like, the author or the director or whoever's behind this know what they're doing and the message they're trying to send. What's their mentality at in terms of introducing this through the medium of a BL? I'm just wondering if, like, you know, if they're like kissing, or their combination of their relationship is a plot point that relates to their sort of like mission for justice, or if it's like kind of two parallel stories, if it's just a BL and a social commentary.
I mean, it could be like, oh, because we were doing this together, now we've fallen in love.
If you want a relationship, get into activism.
Actually, activists are hot because they care about social things going on, and they have a good heart.
We're like, wow, they're really caring about the issues in society. That's what gets us hot about the boys in the BL.
Actually, yeah, that's what does it for me. that because, like, to care about something other than yourself. That is awesome.
That's really respectable. Anything else? Anything else in this episode? Where was Graham? Okay, that's it. Where was Graham? That's it.
You're just like, where's Graham? You just need a Graham. You're just like, you need a graham cracker. You need Instagram. You just need
a kilogram.
A kilogram.
Like, he was not in this episode. He would have been like, why are you bashing my boyfriend? Why are you sleeping in the same bed with my boyfriend? This is not okay. Like, where is that jealous sort of like, you know, love triangle that we were kind of being teased about this whole past 2 episodes? Like, there is tension there. Graham loves Black. He cares for him. Oh, right, he's at the popo. He got caught earlier. That's
right. You don't, like, because we don't know. They've been doing dangerous stuff, and they just broke into a house. Somebody's gonna pay.
Next episode, Graham's gonna be like beat up.
I mean, that's what happened to Black. And Black got beat up, and like they got taken away, and nobody knew. And maybe Graham's twin brother, Pound, is going to be.
Everyone's got a twin.
There's Black and White and Graham and Pound. And Sean has a twin brother. His name is John. Sean John.
Sean and John. That's good. Yuck? Yuck? What does yuck mean? I don't even know. Yuck and yum.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Graham's going to come back next episode. You're going to see him. There's going to be his absence is probably going to be talked about.
Right, and the final mystery is why Black got beat up in the first place. That's the kind of other thing that we are still needing to find out.
Right.
And, you know, who's Todd? Who's their childhood friend? And what's his deal? I think his name is Todd.
I think also that I hope the girl who is like another artist activist, she's gonna...
I just want to see her roundhouse kick someone. That was episode 3 of Not Me. I hope you enjoyed our reaction. Let us know your thoughts.
Comment down below.
Yeah, thank you if you do. And we'll see you for next week. So not next week, there's a pause next week. 2 weeks. So there's in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Bye-bye.
Bye.